Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. We have a quarterfinals match here for you today between Hayfieldbay and Jamo. Jamo coming into this game two, leading 1-0. So we shall see how this goes in cross keys. Right off the bat, we have Chicken Sanctuary, which leads right to the castle, and we've got their first big key from Misery Miner, much from the tree pole. So two big keys right off the bat here with Meyer and Easter. So, some interesting choices, especially if Easton comes up early. To try and stock up on some bombs here. Get ready for some potential cack hunting. And well, we've got to get some use for those bombs right away. With Saha, Green Pendant is in Skull Woods today. So we got our first small key to Pod and Tower of Hera big popping up. So 3 big keys in less than 2 minutes. Not too shabby. Got the chest game. Neither runner has 30 rupees just yet, so they can't play the game yet. Okay, 10 arrows at the race game, so that's not going to be a factor here. What's in the library today? It is a fairy. All right, nothing doing there, but runners come up with 10 rupees pretty quick. They probably are going to go straight back and just do the chest game, get that off the board. One less thing on their minds. Second chest check in a row is a fairy. Well, that's 3. These are small fairies, but still fairies continuing to be a common theme here. Gotta check the shed here. And okay, well, we've got Graveyard Ledge Cave and just a vanilla piece of heart. But did come away with some extra bombs. So Hayfield is stocking up on bombs. Jamo's heading into Hyrule Castle and can do a decent chunk of this with the bombs in tow. And Hayfield also going to follow suit. Nice bomb set up there. Getting more bombs. Goes our fourth big key, this time to pod. So the big keys are plentiful so far. Okay, Jamo. Hayfield has a slightly different setup than Hayfield than Jamo did, but it worked out just fine. So we have to use the ball and chain guard here. Get our big key to this dungeon. Just a vanilla piece of hearts, and we got a death warp here. See, I imagine Hayfield's going to do the same. Not just yet. All right, so not exactly the most fruitful Hyrule Castle, but it's in a pretty common location, so I wouldn't be surprised if our runners, when the time comes, make that a priority. Okay, we got Hype Cave. Is it going to be hype? Well, we got a bottle. A map, money, another map, and money. So 2.5 out of 10. The bottle is nice, the money is nice, but these don't exactly give us anything immediate other than being able to pay off the bottle vendor and play the chess game. And buy bombs if you so choose. Excuse me. Looks like, I think Jamo's gonna just take care of that little distraction right now. Hayfield with 6 bombs, Jamo only had 3, is going to continue on with the case. So 29 rupee loss for Jamo playing the No, he came away with 20 arrows. It's not too bad. And Jamo had 10. All right, so this is one of our double link locations, and it's uncles. So we'll get 2 checks out of this. More bombs. That's why the uncle kicked it. He brought arrows instead of a sword. So nothing really in there. What's in Smithy's house? Okay, desert eastern entrance. Chad asking, where are all the items? That's a good question. So far, we've not had significant progress on any level here. There's a moon pearl, so you're asking you shall receive. That is a nice pickup. Ooh, right, bottle. Bottle with a fairy, so yeah, no death warping this time. At least not right now. You have to do it again. Bottle vendor has a slightly better return on investment, giving 20 rupees back for 100. There's Spiral Cave, everyone's favorite cave. Okay, there's Ganon. So we got that established. Got Turtle Rock, main entrance. It blinds. Just a chest game there. Nothing there. Chet saying Jamo, surprised Jamo didn't check the torch. I think that's eventually going to happen. I think it's more just clearing the rest of the overworld checks first, and then maybe making a dip into deserts. Not only check the torch, but also to get some mileage out of um, the uh, the other entrances. Hayfield getting a little more money in the wallet there, heading into Lost Woods. Okay, so we've got the well in Lost Woods, so 5 items here. So we come up away with here red meringue, a small key to ice, 20 second pod small. Bombo's tablet. Okay, so a good offensive weapon, and that pairs nicely actually with the Ice Palace small, but still ways to go before we even really think about that. Nothing in the back. Lumberjack next. Another double location plus the house. Well, vanilla, but it's $20, so egg maybe not, probably not required then. Dark location in the house, still lacking lamp at this stage. Jamo's had enough. He's after the dark location. He's going to circle back. No gloves, so we can't. Not that we would check the escape location. This could be back of escape though. Chicken house for Jamo. Nope, we got the magic bat at least. So this will be back of escape. Excuse me. Yeah, Jamo gonna check back of escape now. Get 3 more items. Hayfield finds GT at the witch's house. Somehow that makes a certain amount of sense. Another pod small and some money in the back of escape. Our first heart container and the hook shot for Hayfieldbay in the 2 chests in GT. So well, there's blue mail on a torch, and Hayfield's like, oh right, well maybe he's just checking that. Got 10 arrows on Lake Hylia Island, not much worth getting excited about. If you're going to check back of escape, get another pod small. Jamo heading towards Eastern and Saha's house. Okay, well, we found Mini Moldorm. We found Paradox Cave, excuse me. Mini Moldorm. Paradox. So 7 more checks here. See if this kind of gets things going a little bit. Bombs, a compass, Tahara. With bombs, this is a little trickier than what it'll be for Hayfield with that hook shot. Compass to GT. Small key to Meyer. Ooh. Piece of heart, bombs, and money. So Paradox also a bust. So was Height Cave. So that's, and the well wasn't that great either. So the big item rich caves and locations coming up short. We got Super Bunny for Hayfield. That's a couple of checks for him, and a connector. Jamo, speaking of connectors, finds way up in Death Mountain. This Castle Tower, not really interested in that. There's the C-shaped house, $50. The caves have been undecidedly unhyped so far. Got Dark Death Mountain, Hayfield still missing out on the Moon Pearl, which is in desert, and Eastern Desert entrance is in Kakariko. There's the Pyramid Ferry location. Fortunately, and there's Blind's house. So Jamo finds his way over to Dark Death Mountain. There'll be a couple of good item locations to mine here. Speaking of Ice and Eastern are red crystals today. That could be. All right, so like Jamo's going to follow in Hayfield footsteps here. Okay, there's Mini Moldorm Cave. One of these caves has got to be holding the goodies, right? Nice bomb tosses. 3 bombs, a compass to TR. Small key to skull. Money. Where the hell are these items? I mean, come on. This is getting absurd. We're getting our fair share of dense locations. They just, by and large, have left us wanting overall. There's the other half of Spiral Cave, so we've got a connector there between that and Kakariko. If and when our runners decide to make that time commitment. Hayfield up in regular Death Mountain. Jamo heading down south of Eastern now. There's CT, and Hayfield is going to take a run at this. He's a little better equipped for it with hookshot and there's Cana Burna in Hayfield burns his ferry and takes the death warp. Jamo is heading southbound toward the southern Hyrule. Finds a Super Bunny Cave. And this did lead to Dark Death Mountain access, so this will be good for Jamo. Got a couple of checks here. There's Mimic Cave, unfortunately no hammer. First hard upgrade for Jamo, going up to 4. Hayfield, who does have the hook shot, is able to go across, and we'll get a few more checks here on Western Death Mountain, provided we get bludgeoned by boulders. There's the Pyramid Fairy Cave. I think that's our old man location. Unfortunately, Pyramid Fairy again coming up empty with a compass and $20. We'll see if blind fares better. There's not much optimism in chat. Smokey to GT. There's the hammer. Okay. Finally, a good offensive weapon for our runners. And more bombs. So, blind pretty much being blind there with all those bombs. But $20 for saving the old man. Another dark cave. So the hammer, if nothing else, and yeah, they know where Mimic Cave is, but I don't know if that's an immediate priority other than convenience. Still missing the hook shot, but hammer for the moment is going to be of greater use. That's exactly where he's going. Nope. Okay. Yeah, he's going to. Hayfield's going to check the back of the old man's cave. So Jamo now, by a different extension, has access to Western Death Mountain, so that negates Hayfield's advantage. Nothing at Hera, just another fairy. I think that's like the fourth or fifth fairy cave we've seen. Big key on the mountain ledge. So fairy cave. On the sick candle, but he rips us off with a single rupee. Hayfield finally going into desert. We'll get the moon pearl, which is good. We'll see if he also checks the other entrances. Jamo did not. He stopped pretty much at this point. Like, wasn't interested in the rest. A hard container on the ledge, or on the pedestal, or the torch. Excuse me. That torch. So all right. So Jamo's, I think, found the cave. So desert left is okay. Well, that'll be good for Jamo if it goes back, because he does have the hammer. So there'll be plenty of overworld checks there. As far as overworld locations, We're still missing a lot of South Hyrule. They really have not gone beyond this cave that Hayfield just entered, which is Oppo of Hype Cave in Light World. But nothing in Desert. Lee Moldorm, the dam. Hayfield will get his hammer now, which I'm sure will be a relief because, that's really been, yeah, the hook shot's useful against certain enemies, but hammer then over to Dark Brocac. That seems very likely, yes. Okay, well, we found big chest location for Rock. I could go in there. Hayfield making a beeline for blind. Jamo finds the brother's house. Potential connector. Okay, so again, this, Jamo's gonna see this like, oh. It's like, so that again doesn't end up being kind of a nothing, but it does help Hayfield get there faster. 600 rupees in the bank. That's what Thieves Town has. Maybe it's even Thieves Town. No, but it's another Turtle Rock entrance. Jamo can't do a lot here, but Hammer and Hookshot does open more GT chests. That is correct. We're not getting a workout there, but it does pay off. Hayfield and Mini Moldorm Cave. Gonna get a whole lot of nuttin'. Alright, so our other change of clothes, the red mail is now, we've got that location confirmed on the GT Torch. He'll help himself to a magic refill. The Chink Chomp room. Swing and a miss. Well, the blue mail is nice. That will help. Especially since health has not exactly been a thing so far. Alright, continuing on in Thieves Town, we've got the Village of Outcasts. We got nothing in the chess game house. Hey, quick item here. Hayfield gonna get oh, Das Boots. Very nice. Jamo finds his way to the pod entrance. Wonder if he'll turn around and open this door. Nope, not interested. They still have to pay that greedy monkey 10 rupees for the privilege, it seems. Jamo coming up big with those boots. Okay, we've got Hera, and this is completable. They have the big key. Can't go into the basement, but can do everything else. $20. According to Tracker, this is a pendant dungeon. So Hayfield is going back into GT. Can do a little bit more with the two smalls, hookshot and hammer. That's saying up to 12 checks. Well, there's magic cape, 10 arrows, power glove, small key to skull for Jamo, $20. The other chest, a piece of heart. But the power glove already opening up a lot of potential here for Hayfield. Jones going to take on Trolldorm with hammer. This should be 3 strikes against the end of his tail, and he gets thrown off. Okay, take 2 against the giant worm. One key to TR and a red pendant. So Hayfield, his dungeon exploration going a little bit better right now than Jamo, who came away with that power glove. But we shall see. Still a lot of overworld Jamo could do here. And there's Thieves Town, 4 checks right there. Heart container for Hayfield, and that's enough. Jamo comes away with a bottle. We're getting our first Cane of Samaria, nice pickup for Jamo. Hayfield finds Palace of Darkness. Quake Medallion, so a pretty good haul there for Jamo. Yes, I believe the SMU is Ace Attorney. Yes, double check. Ace Attorney, yeah. Heart container on Pyramid Ledge. Channel going to take it because health has been rather limited so far. That completes the medallion set with Ether. Between the 2 runners, Quake being in Thieves Town. Hayfield going to try and glitch the room out, get a few more item checks out of this. The bomb house is the Meyer shed. Okay. Fortunately, comes up empty with just $5 and a compass. These two checks are out of logic. Small key to TR. Second one we found. There's Swamp. 3 bombs for Hayfield. He's gonna have to take a death warp. Reset. Ooh, Jam got to be a little careful here. He's down to 1 heart. Okay, our first sword at 35 minutes in the Thieves Village of Outcasts shed. Just a piece of heart. Hayfield moving up toward the back of Palace of Darkness. This is last key, so I have to do a little bit of bomb jumping here. Boots were in Death Mountain cave ledge. Okay, heart container on the right chest. Dumpy with a piece of heart. Piece of heart for Hayfield in the left chest. Jamo slowly having to work his way around to play the digging game, and these two would this additional check, nothing there. Excuse me. Hayfield's going to reset the room for his bomb jump. Six, 7, 8. Oh, let there be light. A nice pickup for Jamo, getting that lamp. Hayfield, fumbling around in the dark, comes away with a baby shield. He's using bombs as kind of trail markers. Health refill for Hayfield, another piece of heart, but he doesn't need that. He's out of there. So Pod came away with Ether, but that's it. We got the dam location. Look, Pod's small, so that's the 4th one we've picked up. This will open up another location. This is actually going to be good motivation for Jamo to head towards South Hyrule. Hayfield's heading into Mini Moldorm Cave and finds Eastern, which, yeah. Can do a decent chunk of it, but cannot finish without a bow. Just bombs for draining the well, unfortunately. Jamo and Pod now with an extra key. Swamp is locked behind Boots, yeah. And yeah, we're not... Jamo's marking this as a... yeah, based on their markings, we don't know for sure. Yeah, Eastern and Ice are red crystals. What? To scan the key, yeah. There's Titan's Mitts for Hayfield and Eastern. So Jamo's gonna get yeah, he's gonna walk away with Power Glove when he goes into Eastern. So that helps. But yeah, GT having the Titan's Mitts. Yeah, it's Hope Room. Yeah, also in GT. So, Jamo ever decides to head up north, he's going to come away with some nice parting gifts. Very clean there on Jamo's part. Hayfield circling around to get the last check. And it's money. So, nothing else. Jamo's going to come away a bit healthier in after finishing pod because I think there was a heart container and a few more pieces of hearts. So, there is that. Not that health is the be-all and end-all for runners at this stage of the tournament, but it's certainly nice not to have to worry. The GT small for Jamo. Okay, so we're finally heading towards Ice Rod Cave. We got three locations to check out here. So far, 0 for 2, and yeah, three locations that turned out to be busts. Nice setup there by Jamo, kind of doing that on the fly there. Hayfield spends $150 to get a red rupee. Jamo's had enough of that, but see if he continues on the South Hyrule swing to get that power glove from Eastern. It would appear so. Hayfield doing some Dark World exploration. Hayfield gets his first sword. 42 minutes. Hayfield finding Swamp Palace. Dark Cave for Hayfield, he's not interested. Couple of missed tosses there by Jamo, but still finishes it off. There's the power glove, so that again opens up a few things for Jamo, but it remains to be seen how long before heads to Witch's house in Northeast Hyrule, which is where GT is. But at about the 45-minute mark, neither runner really has a decided advantage. There's a lot of things they each still hasn't covered. There are a couple items one has that the other doesn't. Hayfield's got the hook shot and the Titansmith, and Jamo has the boots and the Cane of Samaria. So another death war for Jamo, not interested. Alright, so gonna head eastbound toward Ice Rod Cave. See, there's the lamp for Hayfield. I'm sure he's happy to see that. No more dark room fumbling. There's the Smithy Toad. To come to think of it, I don't think we've seen the Smithy location yet. Get a new check here with hammer pegs. Hayfield, fortunately, missing out on boots. Make this go a bit faster. Like, Jamo's going to head towards desert. We have not seen this yet. Another piece of heart, vanilla piece of heart in the Bonk Rocks cave. Where the fluid is, there are a few things we're probably wondering where do they stash those this time? I'm going to be able to do Village of Outcasts, and this will get the boots for Hayfield. So that's a nice. It's going to be a pickup for him. There's Smithy. All right, so. Jamo heading we said it had to be fair or fun. Finding the desert main entrance. Can't do much with that. Hayfield dipping into Turtle Rock a little bit here as a small key to work with. Jamo finding the Mire area. Bombos will open the Mire entrance. Oh, we found Hookshot Cave. Fortunately, Jamo missing on Hookshot, so we got to do some hover strats. In this case, there's the blue mail for Hayfield. Second hover attempt does not work. Take 3. Jam's had enough of that, so you're gonna just move on. Hayfield takes the death warp from the chain jumps. There's Pyramid Ledge location. Jam heading up toward Catfish. Here's Ice Palace. Can't go too far in this dungeon. Hayfield heading towards Skull. This is our first time seeing this as well. We got a small Hayfield. Unfortunately, does not have Canis Samaria, so this room's going to be a little tricky. A little Hayfield having a hard time getting around the Gibdos, and the Wallmaster finally takes care of business. All that for a map. I'm sure Hayfields are like, really? To answer chat's question, yes, this is a cross keys match, which means locations are randomized. So anything can technically, almost anything can be technically anywhere. And so our runners, on top of managing keys, items, and the like, will have to manage locations as well. This is still a 7 of 7 match. The one key difference, though, is you don't need to fight Aga 2 to reach Ganon. You just need 7 crystals. Using a good icebreaker technique there from Jamo, getting across. Jamo does not know where GT is, no. So I looked away. What was that big key? Desert, thank you. Okay, Desert Big, thank you, appreciate it. And then which GT entrance is at the witch's house in Hyrule. I'm having to get a little creative here. The lack of a hook shot is a bit of a problem. Hayfield finding left Hyrule Castle entrance. Still liking that small to get to Dark Cross. The witch's house, we just found that location in Dark World. So we did. Thank you, Loyal Imperial, one of our 2 trackers today, helping keep my head somewhat on a swivel. Also, Durak Sharnath as well. Them and give them a follow if you haven't already. Much appreciated. So, yeah, this is a red crystal, so Jamo's not going anywhere. He's going to finish this, I think, for sure. But, you know, this is not going to be a pleasant fight. Even with blue mail, this is not going to be fun at all. Hayfield also finding Ice Palace. Hammer Cold Staring. Easier than a sword, but it has the same reach as a fighter's sword, so that's going to be a problem. Got a good pattern, at least, opening in. But now they're kind of crowding him a bit, and he's in a bit of a bind. I don't know if he has any... I think... Does he have a potion? That's one. Next hit is fatal. From Cold Stare at any rate. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah. Now it's down to this. Okay, that's two. And there it is. Clutch play by Jamo to close it out. It gets our first crystal of the match at 56-28. Why hammer instead of sword? Hammer has more power than a fighter sword. So, a long detour, but it worked out. I'll see if Catfish comes off, gives us anything. Jamo was about to save and quit. He's like, no, I could take those bombs. You know, better than paying $50 for that for a set. Okay, looks like Jamo's setting up for GT. Not a moment too soon. This will give him hook shot. This will give the Titan Smith. This will also, with the Cane of Samaria, can also do a few other things Hayfield couldn't. Do a more right side check. He's going to check left side first. He's going to get his red mail. Well, he could get his red mail, but he's like, nah, I'm good. I think it probably makes sense, because if you're having to still do death warps, you know, you really don't want to... Oh, if only he'd gone right side first. Probably will after this. Okay, the cape. Very nice use of the dash bombs to get over the chasms. Hayfield almost finished here in Ice Palace. Has a little more health to work with 11 hearts, as opposed to Jamo only had 9. So a little more room to work, but still face some of the same problems. Yeah, Jamo will be able to do a little bit more, especially with the red cane, which will open well 5 checks. So I'm not sure it's going to do tile room, but could. Bob's chest is just small. Just a compass, and Hayfield does have potions, so if anything did go awry and doesn't the way it will. Nice burn of strats here from Jamo, getting the Armus Knights locked in into a so 1 hour 58 seconds for Hayfieldbay getting his first crystal. Small key to CT, a big key to Skull, and $20. Not exact. Skull is nice, even though it's not required to finish the dungeon, but could still have something useful. There's the hard container, and there's the hook shot, and Jam was like, why did I do this again? Yeah, I mean, any one of us would say that. Okay, let's see what Jamo comes away with here. Heart container, money, more money, and a small mire, so nothing groundbreaking, but Jamo is now all caught up. You're asking about Red Cane, it's in Thieves Town. First look at King's Tomb. Nothing. Where was Thieves Town? Believe it was. I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, we found the library and the bow. In the Bonk Rocks location, so, and Jamo's about to get it too. So Jamo now has the lead overall because of Cana Samaria. That's the one key item Jamo has that Hayfield doesn't. Hayfield heading back to Easter. I'm going to clean this out. The Thieves was at Eastern. That's right. Correct. He doesn't. He didn't see the bomb hut. The bomb hut. Jamo heading into Turtle Rock can't do very much, unfortunately, without that fire rod. Like, fortunately, this is going to result in another death warp. Oh, and just look at the tracker. Quake is also an impediment for Hayfield. He doesn't have that. Jamo does. That's required to open Turtle Rock. That could be a thing. Quake is also, I believe, was in Turtle Rock, not Turtle Rock, Thieves Town. So 2-1, both red crystals for Hayfield. Long-term advantage still to Jamo, but having 2 crystals down in fairly short order is good. And this is another crystal that can be taken off the board by Hayfield. I'm going to take the frog Smithy on a little bit of a tour. Hayfield ran out of arrows. I was going to check out Dark Cross. The frog getting experiences few others get to have. And that unfortunately health refill at the wrong time for Jamo. He's taking another death warp. Seen a lot of those without the mirror. That's really slowed them down. we almost certainly need that mirror because the Death Mountain Ledge had a big key on it. Unless it ends up being swamped, then they're fine. But not necessarily something you want to be on. You want to take on faith. It could be ice as well, or thieves. Yeah, it's about like a 1 in 4 chance. $20 for taking down the Helmut Circuit, and Hayfield gets his 3rd crystal. Yeah, the bombs are stronger than the hammer, but the hammer is faster. Unless you really know how to use your bombs. It's 17, but yes, 17 hammer strikes. Thieves has been found, but yeah, the big key is still in the wind. There's pod 5 for Jamo. That might be a stop in the not too distant future. $50 in the big chest. Right. Mayfield checking the rest before going into Hookshot Cave proper. Jamo abandoned this. He found it, but he couldn't do much with it. There's a big key to Turtle Rock. The Bloomerang. And 10 bombs. So, good pickup there for Hayfield. That's something Jamo couldn't get to. At the time, they didn't have the hook shot when he found Hookshot Cave. We got the Smithy being saved. The World Tour is over. I found them, but unfortunately, all they gives them is a treasure map to Meyer, which still haven't found the location for that yet. There's several locations out of reach for the moment, largely because of Mirror at this point. Hayfield has found Thieves Town, so finally get that Cane of Samaria and a bottle, and Quake. So the set is complete for Hayfield, and got the King of Samaria as well. So I'm sure a big relief for Hayfield, but also perhaps a bit worrying since Thieves wasn't too far out of the way. So Jamo using a mix of bomb and hammer strats to speed this up a little bit. Contemplating using hammer at first, but it's going to opt for the simpler bow strats. So second crystal for Jamo, 116 at 23, almost 20 minutes to the dot since the last crystal. Jamo going for the finisher here, getting crystal number 3 to knot this up. Jamo continuing on through Eastern, just about done here. More Burna strats from Jamo, using them successfully in the other Armos fight. So 3-3 on the crystals. We don't know the location, or we don't have the items for them for completion, or the keys for that matter. So now we're down to a bit of an item and key fetch here. Nothing really has broken through as far as information, and Jamo, I imagine, is going to make a run to Zora at some point, given this kind of routing. It's $50. So East Southeast Death Mountain for Dark World for Hayfield. Nothing there. Checkerboard Cave, just a vanilla piece of heart. Okay. Can Hayfield get to Laser Bridge now? Wouldn't that... It's a plan. I'm not sure it's a very good one. There's Spike Cave. There's also a lot Hayfield hasn't checked in terms of intelligence, so nothing on Highly Ledge, Zora Ledge, so nothing. So no need to worry about that. 500 rupees. Is Zora a scam? He sure is. Minute Cave. I don't think Jamo did this. Just a piece of heart. Chat saying carbon fiber shaft diamond head arrows from Zora. Well, we can look at Turtle Rock entrance. Hayfield opting to upgrade his arrow count, which is probably a good idea. Hayfield about to get ripped off by the sick kid. We got a Gina's Cave in Turtle Rock. Huh. A mushroom. Just a fetch quest, unfortunately. Questionable decisions, that's rando for you. No matter what you do, it's wrong. It's just a question of how wrong. Jamo finding the back of desert. So Hayfield back in Turtle Rock, and you know, I didn't realize he had as many keys as he does. So doing Laser Bridge, you know, probably actually isn't the worst idea right now, because that's good item density with 5 checks. Jamo going to take on Lanmos. Using some bow strats. Very clean fight from Jamo. Gets the ice rod. All right, well, that's half of the... that's one of those things we definitely need. So 4-3 crystals for Jamo. Big key to ice. Well, you're hoping that's not required. Piece of art. Small key to swamp. That's a thing. So, kind of a mixed bag here. Jamo go also now in Turtle Rock. Does not have the big key though. Ice, ice, yes indeed. Yeah, it'd just be ice big at this point. Yeah, mirror and fire rod and flippers all needed. Ten arrows. So Hayfield's cleaned out everything he can as far as items are concerned. Needs the fire rod and the ice rod to get the other three. Hayfield back in high roll. Jamo. Purple chest, looks like. Yep, purple chest. What's the big brain player the most obscure? Purple chest is, you know, I don't say obscure, but it's certainly something. But yes, small key to TR, that doesn't help. Yeah, as far as something has got to break the deadlock here. It's either the flippers or the mirror at this point. I feel the case, and yeah. Well, never mind. So Hayfield, the chance here to really open things up. And Desert Ledge had the flippers. Yeah, it's still missing a few key items here. I mean, we're still missing Fire Rod. As far as known locations, we know where some things are. We also need another sword. Yeah, in terms of the long term, it seems Hayfield is in the lead. Still behind on Crystal. It's 4-3. But Hayfield. This. We also don't know if Bumper Cave for Jamo. See, okay, back into Meyer. Here's Hookshot Cave. They'll get him the big key to TR. That might send him right back into TR and get all those other potential goodies. Left side swamp as usual, a scam. Yeah, no sorts in swamp. I'm as disappointed as the rest of you. You know, there are certain things you expect in life, and so far, you know, our expectation of that is not being met here. I'm quite disappointed. So Jamo taking a run into CT can get both checks. I think both runners kind of entertained this. It didn't really go anywhere with it. Just $20. The first chest. New link, new swamp, new year, new swamp, perhaps. There's a sword, okay. Just a piece of heart for sword and swamp. Never seen that before? No, yeah. You know, you just hear the rumors, those legends, but you know, but well-timed one, if nothing else, because it's making Argus a much simpler fight than it otherwise would have been. Pod key and pod, yeah, that didn't happen this time, unfortunately. We've seen all 14 checks. Easy fight, easy Argus fight, $300, and a crystal for Hayfield. So knotted up at 4. Crystal count wise, still missing a few things. Still missing Fire Rod. We're also missing Thieves Down Big. Probably one more Turtle Rock small, I believe. Well, no, probably not. That's the big key to ice for Jamo. There's a swamp small. There's $1. TR key or 2. That had been my as well, but I didn't want to jump in on that entirely. Now, Flippers, only thing Flippers locks is Swamp, so that's, but you gotta get to Desert Ledge first. Hayfield was thinking about Spike Cave, but and I think he will. But at first, Zora, then Pain and Misery. Yes, get scammed and then suffer. Yeah, I'm about to get the flippers. Okay. There's the small to desert for Jamo. All right, so is Spike Cave the answer? Nope, wrong red item. Also, okay, so Jamo underway now in Plum Palace. Whiteside Desert didn't? Did Hayfield do that, or no, he didn't? Okay, so he had Rightside Desert does seem reasonable then. I mean, as far as what we haven't seen. Hayfield kind of get a little turned around here. Like, wait, what am I supposed to do? Hayfield about to open Agina's cave. And as far as like locations, we still have not seen Misery Mire, which at this point it's got to be mirror locked. So where's the mirror? Funny that Mire was the first big key our runners picked up today, but its location remains elusive. Hayfield just found the. They're locked behind powder. Oh. Hayfield about to get crystal number 5, but that lead will be short-lived as Jamo's about to finish off Argus. So again, retracing steps. So very close. So by and large, as we head into this game 2, Jamo with the win will move on to the semifinals. Hayfield can keep this series alive with the game 2 win here. A little tricky there at the end, but finally finishes the job and uses some ice rod strats to take care of Argus. So both runners getting their crystals about 4 or 5 seconds apart. They're dead even on crystals, 5 to 5. Thieves and Turtle Rock still to go. Again, now we're down to one-off checks at this point. What is going to break this open? I think Hayfield's going to do, yes, Windfish, like Ice Palace, Big Chest. That is entirely possible. Right side desert, also a possibility. Where, oh, where has my mirror gone? Mirror, fire rod, something. Or in terms of entrances, I think we've exhausted everything. And Chad, if you can think of something we haven't seen, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure, I think everything we could have seen, we have seen. From one or both of the runners. Right, we haven't seen that, but that's because we can't do it. Big Bomb won't do anything. We've already seen the entrance. Thieves Town Big for Jamo. Okay. Yeah, like Red Bomb that would have been an option, but that entrance has already been located as a connector. So Viral Cave, it's amazing somebody hasn't done this already. Hayfield also realizing Desert East is probably the answer. Fire Rod. That is go mode. Again, it was there. What I'm amazed by is it was there the whole time. Like Spiral wasn't exactly out of the way, just nobody wants to do it. Yeah, it's go mode without mirror. Yep. And we're making a beeline toward these Hayfield doing the same. Hayfield is still a fire rod short. And that ultimately is going to be the difference. Both of them left it off the table for a while, because that was one of the first checks they saw. But yeah, it's like we'll get to that later, and well, later is now, and I can't imagine. I can't imagine Jamo's feeling good about this at all, and because it's like it was there the whole time. Like you wonder, with a fire rod, how much faster in general would this seed have been if it was there, you know, an hour and... No, it's just Spiral Cave is just kind of a pain to get through. It's also could be a connector and could just kind of lead you down a long, kind of messy road more than anything. There's a shovel. So both of them are going to fight blind at about the same time. Pretty straightforward blind fight, knocks him out, and there it is. Well, there's the flute. So 6-6, but Jamo's next stop is going to be Turtle Rock. Hayfield's going to take that shovel, and well, if he ends up with silvers, I'll laugh. Oh, it's worse than that. It's the small key to thieves. Oh. Yeah, flute with cross keys isn't quite as valuable. It is. It has its utilities, but it's not as big as it is in other versions. Hayfield is indeed close to Spiral Cave. Well, yeah, this is definitely one of those cases. Like, yeah, it's like it's also possible like Spiral could have been mismarked. The Trinex underway. Jamo got lucky with that choice. Well, you know, the old saying, better to be lucky than good. In a case like this, you know, where this is definitely one of the situations. You know, and Hayfield, yeah, he's still missing out on stuff like this. You know, another small 2 Ice Palace. All right, so to the finish. No silvers and just a blue sword, so this is going to be a long fight for Jamo. I think he has a crystal, but I think he's got a potion if he needs it, but otherwise we are going straight to the big pig. $52 spin to win, yes. $12 for the first 2 phases, $4 for the third phase, and $24 in the finale. 52 spin out indeed. I'll remember that one. That's a good one. He gets smacked in the face a couple of times. Good for the fire map here. But has successfully navigated phase 2. Up today. Had the silvers. One of the joys of randos, of the cross key scene. You know, no mirror, no book, flute irrelevant to the very end. More of a red. In this case, it's a red herring for Hayfieldbay. I think Jamo's got a blue potion if he needs it, but he's been putting on a clinic with these charged sword swings. There it is. Timed that up pretty well too. Got him on the bottom, just getting ready. Should just be 3 or 4 more swings at this point. There it is. So Jamo will be going on to the semifinals of this tournament. We got the GGs as Jamo finishes with an official race time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 9 seconds. And Hayfield has seen the news, and he is throwing in the towel. So Jamo goes to the semifinals with a 2-0 sweep. And again, do give our runners a follow. Some outstanding play here today, navigating a tricky seed where items were not exactly forthcoming, and they really had to dig deep to get through a lot of this. So terrific play on both sides. All right, and we are joined by the winner of today's match, Jamo, into the chat. GG.
Yo, GG.
How much were you kicking yourself about that fire rod?
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I mean, I was expecting to find the mirror, not the fire rod somewhere, but
Yeah, it's like because it was an accessible location for the longest time. It's just kind of just sitting there, waiting, and it's like, oh, it was there the whole time.
that was just one of the most miserable seeds I've ever played. Like,
Yeah, it's like you
no
guys
flute, no
weren't getting
mirror. It was so hard to get anywhere. The number of
no
times we
mirror.
had
Yeah,
to
a lot of
run to
death
CAC
forcing.
or go through some bad connectors, and like,
Yeah,
I just had so many checks all over the place left
yeah.
behind, and I was so worried the whole time. Like, one of those checks is going to be the mirror, like spiral, or one of those checks in CT, or there's like 100 places that would have felt really bad. And
Yeah, it was definitely one of those scenes. Like, yeah, flute until no flute till the very end. No mirror, no book. Blue Sword didn't pop up until Swamp Palace. It was definitely Myers holding the silvers, and nobody even found Meyer. Like, that is one of the great unknowns of this seed. Like, where the hell was Meyer?
yeah,
Yeah, it was that kind of seed.
yeah, could have been anywhere behind
Yeah.
the mirror, or it could be on GT or something, and mirror's in there.
Yeah, for the most part, like you and Hayfield were kind of just going back and forth. There's some lot of crossover early, but then you guys kind of went your own different ways. He had the hook shot for a long time, and you didn't. But then you
I
picked
know
that up.
that's one that was really bad, because
Yeah,
the problem was all the drop downs. I did all the drop downs and found all the good ones. So the two drop downs on the North Lay World are really bad, which
yeah,
makes me have no motivation to go to Potion Shop. I don't have the mushroom. I don't have a flute. There's like no motivation
right,
to go to that one
right.
entrance.
But
So
then
then I
you,
was like, felt very
yeah.
bad that the hook shot was just in Hope Room and not anywhere else in there.
Yeah, that had crossed my mind as well. But then you had the King of Samaria for the longest time, and Ice Rod as well. You had for a very long time, and Hayfield didn't. So it was definitely one of those things where eventually, you both kind of came together in the middle, but it
Yeah.
really,
I mean, those
nothing
items
really.
don't matter
Yeah,
so much, right? Those are like, I mean, those are free. Like, you're going to have to find Thieves Town. You're going to have to find Desert. So you're
right.
going to find those when you try to find those dungeons. But
Yeah,
it was so frustrating how the number of times I went to a dungeon and full clear it, and it's just like complete garbage. Like, I couldn't
yeah,
believe it. Every
yeah. It's
dungeon was just complete garbage.
with the way the seed was playing out, it's like, you guys proposing, where's all the good stuff? Apparently, it's in the
Oh,
places you didn't even get to see yet.
yo, Hayfield, GG.
GG.
GG. Oh, that was so hilarious when you told me, Jamo, that the fire rod was in Spiral Cave.
Dude, yeah. I was expecting to find the mirror. I was so confused when I got a fire rod. I wasn't even sure, like, well, Well, I guess the fire rod puts some stuff in logic. I wasn't sure if my flippers and stuff were in logic. I couldn't remember where my TR smalls were. But like, I only got those flippers just before.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole seed, yeah, it's like with the fire rod just kind of lurking there for the better part of 95% of the seed, because both of you were kind of in lockstep rows. You saw a spiral kid, like, yeah, we'll do that later, and it's like, well, later turned out to be
It's just
a lot later than
getting to CAC is so bad, and every time I went to CAC, it's like there's something better, which is either going to the dark world or going through a connector.
Right.
A connector that goes somewhere unknown instead of going to Eastern Entrance, which is like garbage.
Right. Yeah.
Also thinking about the spiral cave, was the exit was in Eastern Palace, and I definitely thought I really don't want to go through spiral cave just to end up there. But
I know, so it becomes a pure one-off for an item, but it's so bad to get back to CAC that you always choose something else when you're in CAC.
Definitely.
Right.
It's just such garbage.
Yeah, it was definitely like that, and like you guys were saying, like the items just were not there. Thieves probably did better than most, apart from GT as far as items go, because he ended up with the King of Samaria, Quake medallion, and I think a bottle, and eventually the flute at the end, as it turns out. But by then the flute's useless.
Yeah.
So
didn't even activate it. Dude, I didn't even know like how do I go to TR and go mode. What I did was probably not the best, but it's like going to backup TR is so from a save and quit is such garbage.
Yeah. Well, like that was one you guys circled through that one 3 or 4 times, doing it piecemeal before you Jamo, before you finally finished it off. But it was definitely kind of like that as well. It's like, ugh. But yeah, to your point, you were doing a lot of death warps as it was, so that I'm sure only added to your frustration.
Man, yeah. I was like, if that mirror is sitting somewhere, it's like not only am I so inefficient, but I've probably spent like 5 minutes death warping the seed. Especially like I think like twice I got piece of hearted when I was wanting to death warp or something.
Yeah, I think that happened to I think that happened to both of you a couple of times. It's like, man, you guys aren't getting anything going.
Yeah.
But
I just wonder for how long time have we just needed the fire rod in Spiral Cave?
Yeah, it's
were you in that go mode? Like for me, I was not in fire rod go mode for a long time. I only just got the flippers, like, and then beat swamp, and then I still had like almost nothing left because I didn't go through Howl Castle East until really late.
Maybe it was my ice rod. Do you remember where the ice rod was?
Landmo, I think.
Was
it was Landmo, right?
Yeah, it was Landmo. That was probably my second last item before, if I got the fire rod. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even realize I was go mode for like a couple minutes. I was just like it was still in such a crappy last locating shit situation that I still just wasn't even thinking like I'm gonna be go mode yet. I was just assuming I need to find the mirror and find Meyer, and then I can start thinking about go mode or something. But that's like, wait a second, if these times are crystal, then
right, yeah, it's like I was looking at the tracker. It was like, wait, that was pretty. I said it was go mode, but it's like, wait, did I miss something? It's like, am I like?
Yeah, I just turned in the mushroom for no reason. I think that was the only thing I shouldn't have done.
No, but I mean, it's definitely one of those seeds where it's like, to your point, it's like, God, we're missing something here, and it's like, you're able to do pretty much anything you wanted, but it's like it's also. And I even mentioned this, like. If this were like a qualifier race, like you could really probably tell the difference between the fire rods and the non-fire rods.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it would have changed necessarily. And actually, in some ways, might have made it a little slower, just because I'm still wondering where that Meyer location was, and part of me is thinking it could have been back at Skull Woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible you get some progression with the fire rod. I mean, I guess that would just be back of Skull Woods.
Probably mirror behind fire rods.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like between Back of Skull Woods and GT Entrance, like probably one of those is like Meyer with the mirror or something like that, right?
Probably. I mean,
or it
you
could be in
guys
Roller
did.
Room or something, but yeah, I mean, it is possible that you get the mirror and then do a bunch of stuff that we didn't do, but honestly, like with how garbage the seed was, like maybe that's still better than like we had the most inefficient 170 checks of all time. If you do efficiently, you could probably do a lot more checks in less time.
The joys of cross keys. So there wasn't much joy I'm sure to be had in this seed, but in the spirit of it all. But yeah, well, Jamo, congrats on making it to the semifinals.
Yep. Should be.
And Hayfield, unfortunately, bowing out here in the quarters. Is this the best result you've had to date, or have you gone farther than this?
Quarterfinals is the furthest I've gotten. So yeah, I was really happy getting this far, and so I knew this race against Jamo would be very, very hard to get through. So just wishing you the best, Jamo. Only 2 matchups left.
Yeah, they'll be tough ones though. So yeah, GG on making the quarterfinals. That's really nice. It's good that we got to do these races. I think we've raced once before or something, but not in a very long time, I think. Ones don't usually overlap.
Was a long time ago, I think. Yeah.
And your opponent is still TBD. We still got the only other match we have on the schedule currently is a Game 3 match tomorrow between Julo Ninja and Flip Heel. A Game 3 winner go home, and the winner of that will play Skelly in the quarterfinals, which will determine your opponent in due course.
Skelly beat me in brackets last year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has another chance to crush me.
Well, I did the comps for his deciding race, and it was really close. So anything can and will happen in these races. But nothing else. I don't think you'll be leaving. I think either of you are going to be abandoning Spiral Cave in the near future. But other than that, no, a terrific race from both of you.
Yep. Well, I'll still be abandoning it if it's that situation, but next time surely it won't be the fire up.
we never learn.
yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for the restream. And
my pleasure. GG's guys, and thanks to my 2 trackers, Drak Sharna and Loyal Imperial, for keeping my head on straight throughout all of this, and also the chat providing helpful input as well. As I monitor 2 races. So thanks again to all of you, and again, give our runners a follow. Some very fine play here indeed, and give my fellow trackers and myself, Pro807, a follow as well. And again, round 3 match between Julo Ninja and Flip Heel tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. A winner go home match for both of them. So it's AD tile swap. So get ready for some craziness. But again, thanks all for watching. Appreciate you all spending the time here on the first day of 2026. And we'll see you all again very soon. Have a good one.